Hi everyone, this is TeeBeeDraws, and in this video I will be doing a Valentine's themed drawing of Ness and Paula from the Super Nintendo classic Earthbound, which is one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. So here is a sketch I drew of the characters. I threw the image into Clip Studio Paint, and I'm just going to finish some of the line art so that way I know where to plot out the base colors when I get to that point. Alright, here I'm just gonna pick some colors to do the underlying line art. I'm just gonna stick with the maroon color. Instead of starting with Ness, I'm gonna just go to Paula. And we're gonna start with her hair. And then do her face. And I'm gonna keep this mostly loose because I'm not really focusing on the line art. I'm just kind of messing around with how I'm gonna color this, even though normally I'm really into preserving my lines and putting a lot of detail work in it. I'm just gonna like keep it loose and go from there. And we're just gonna work our way down. And we're going to finish the hands and then do the frilly parts of the skirt. Do her little tootsies and her socks. And I'm probably gonna fix her shoe shape after that. Okay, and now onto Ness's line layer. And again, I'm just gonna start with the face and his head. Doesn't really have too much hair poking out, but just kind of want to work on the hat, and then we'll work our way down. Oh yeah, we're gonna get the other hands clasping together, get that looking good to go. Fun of a speed drawing video is you don't have to sit there and watch me hit Control Z a million times for like 20 minutes, and it's not an agonizing process. Gotta work on being more deliberate with my line art. And here we go again with a lot of Control Z hitting while I do the shoes. Alright, now that we have the line art plotted out, I'm just going to do some base colors. And we'll start off with Ness. After I do my base colors, I'm going to mask out Ness and Paula's base layers, just so when I'm actually kind of coloring it in more, I won't have to sit there and erase too much on the outside of my line art. Alright, after I figure out my brush settings for actually painting the colors in, I'm just gonna get started on Paula's skin. And I usually work skin, skin details, hair, and then clothing and more finishing details, just so I can work from the bottom up. And I'm still keeping this fairly loose since this is still, just like laying down the foundation colors. And I'm not too focused on preserving my line art with this piece. And so I just want to like get the colors down. I love the way the color history looks as I do my coloring. I know it's something just kind of minor and part of using the program, but there's something satisfying about picking colors and just seeing the palette change over time. Okay, so our base colors are done, and I'm going to pick a background and just kind of base the rest of my coloring on. Since I'm going to be painting over the rest of the line art, what I usually like to do is mess around with blend modes, and I'm just going to do like hard light blend mode for their line art and go from there. I usually like to paint over the line art with a little bit of a transparency just so it kind of comes through, especially doing that blend mode where the line art looks, it varies throughout the piece, and that's just like a preference of mine. Okay, and Paula's hair, I'm just going to go over it with a little bit of a darker yellow, fix up the shadowing underneath her bangs, just so it has a little bit of more depth. Gotta make sure to get those eyebrows too, so that way they're not exactly the same color as the brightest part of the top of her head. I'm not gonna go too crazy with shading her hair. Just gonna add some highlights. Alright, after finishing up Paula's hair, we're just gonna finish up her outfit. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm gonna change up the shadow color on Paula because it's a little dark and I have her really fair skinned. So we're just gonna fix that. I probably look like I'm all over the place because I'm experimenting as you're watching this. Like, I'm just kind of rolling with whatever I'm doing and hoping it turns out good. Alright, so now we're gonna work on Ness, and I'm just gonna finish up his face. Gonna fill in his hands and his legs. I'm gonna redo the way his eyes look a little bit. Gonna fix up his hair, make that eyebrow a little bushier. He's 13. He's supposed to have boyish good looks. Give him some little eye highlights, make him look super duper cute. And let me just fix his cheek blush, give him a little blush on his nose, fix the nose shape. Alright, and I'm just gonna paint over his shoes and fix the shape and some of the details on them. Get rid of some of those line art lines. I don't know, I guess I gave Ness like some Asics. They probably don't look like them at all, but they're sneakers, so there you go. Alright, and now that I finished coloring and I'm happy with this, I like to just add an outline around the characters just to make them pop off the background. Oh yeah, this is popping off nicely. And I'm going to paint over the inside parts with the transparent brush too, like add some lines over their skin. That way there's a little more contrast on the inside. I'm going to fix up Paula's face so that way it pops off her hair. And let's make those fingers stand out from each other. Let's add some little hearts and little stars around them. And I'm not going to go with outlining the hearts. I'm just going to keep them in that kind of chalky crayon style. And my signature, if I can make up my mind how I want to draw it. And there we go. That's the drawing. Thank you for watching. This has been TeeBeeDraws doodling up some familiar faces. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more art vids. And feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, or if you have any questions, I would love to read what you guys have to say. Thanks, until next time.